Friday, March 2. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Justice Brian Sykes was sworn in by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen yesterday as the 8th Chief Justice of independent Jamaica in a ceremony at King's House. Sykes was also bestowed with the nation's 4th highest honor, the Order of Jamaica. Justice Sykes, in response to his appointment, said that despite a number of administrative setbacks, including a recent reduction in the judiciary's budget, judges and court staff have made progress in clearing case backlogs with the implementation of initiatives such as civil procedure rules, sentence reduction days, a fast-track gun court, among other activities. He also said that some aspects of the court system's operation needed to be reviewed and replaced with more modern methods to schedule cases more efficiently, increasing the likelihood of a matter of continuing rather than being adjourned. The National People's Cooperative Bank is broke. That revelation came from Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda during the meeting of the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament on Thursday.
That bank, in essence, is broke. And when I came to office and looked at the first report, I was shocked. The management of the funds of depositors was at risk. Still is. They still are at risk. But we are trying to take corrective action, and despite our efforts, through the appointment of a management committee of the PC Bank, we are still challenged.
The 111-year-old bank provides loans to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. The Department of Cooperative and Friendly Societies took control of the loan portfolio of the bank last year, with plans to collect all the outstanding debt. But Samuda has revealed that outstanding debts to the bank remain high, with over 46% of the bank's loan portfolio due for over 90 days.
We are continuing to use all our efforts to try to collect the receivables, and we are implementing certain management strategies that we are confident will see to the improvement of the financial situation of the bank. But I must tell you that at the moment, the financial situation in that bank leaves a lot to be desired. Let's put it no worse than that.
Last November, Registrar at the Department of Cooperative and Friendly Societies, Errol Gallimore, said the majority of delinquent PC Bank loans have been outstanding for more than 180 days. At that time, non-performing debt was estimated at $970 million, or 42% of the total portfolio. $1.2 billion has been projected in the 2018-2019 estimates of expenditure for the implementation of the National Identification System, NIDS. According to the budget figures being examined by the House of Representatives Standing Finance Committee, the objective of the NIDS project is to establish a unique identification number for individuals and develop a secure, efficient, and reliable database of all Jamaican citizens. Physical targets envisaged are enrollment of all citizens, reduction of the number of persons with disabilities who are without an identification card, and the reduction of the transactional costs associated with identifying verification and provide service providers. Speaking at Wednesday's meeting of the SFC at Gordon House, Minister of Finance and Public Service Audley Shaw told members that the NIDS will not only help to make the government's work much more simple and efficient, it will also assist citizens to be better able to access government services based on having a common identification.
The issue of the need for a national identification system that is in line with international standards and that is in line, as a matter of fact, with a national identification system that is in line with international standards, that is also in line with the need to have every citizen have a common identification number.
The minister was responding to questions raised by opposition spokesman on finance Mark Golding about the benefit of the $8.8 billion investment.
For the NIDS program, of which for this coming fiscal year, the forecasted amount is 1.25 billion out of the 7.15. And I see that the total expenditure on NIDS is expected to be $8.825 billion over 6 fiscal years. And of that 8.825 billion, 8.5 billion of it is being borrowed from the Inter-American Development Bank. And the question really is, has an independent assessment of the economic impact of that expenditure been done? And if so, who did that independent assessment?
National Insurance Scheme NIS pensioners are to receive an increase. This was disclosed by Labour and Social Security Minister Shahini Robinson during a meeting of Parliament's Standing Finance Committee, which reviewed the 2018-2019 budget. An announcement will be made during her contribution to the upcoming sectoral debate. The ministry is awaiting an actuarial report to determine the increase. The Students' Loan Bureau, SLB, is extending the deadline for delinquent borrowers to clear their balances before it publishes their names and pictures in the newspaper. Borrowers will now have until next week, Tuesday, to make suitable payments to avoid publication on March 11. The SLB says this is due to the positive response it has been getting from borrowers who've been making arrangements to clear their arrears. Borrowers may call the SLB at 619-4752, that's 619-4752, or email the Bureau at publications@slbja.com. It's only a matter of time that an earthquake is going to hit Jamaica. So says Professor Simon Mitchell, director of the Earthquake Unit at the University of West Indies, Mona.
Now, of course, one day there will be one in Jamaica. Now, that's not up for debate. It will happen. The trouble is we don't know when it will happen. So that's the actual situation we see in terms of the geology. We're on the northern margin of the Caribbean plate. We are directly affected by earthquakes. And earthquakes, as well as bringing destruction in their own right, can also generate tsunami.
Jamaica lies on the same tectonic plate which caused the earthquake in Honduras in January, as well as previous devastating earthquakes in Haiti. Earthquakes are the main cause for tsunamis in the Caribbean region. Professor Mitchell says most of Jamaica's major towns, as well as many of the major utility infrastructure, are at risk of the effects of tsunamis due to the fact that about 70% of the country's infrastructure and population is located on coastal areas. Port Maria, Falmouth, and Onoto Bay are seen as particularly vulnerable communities. This is why the Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, OPEM, Major Clive Davis, says communities must be educated on how to react and work together in the case of a tsunami.
Earthquake, a major earthquake hitting us, it is communities that are going to have to band together, like in the case of Old Harbour, to complete their evacuation, to move into a shelter, and to await the national response. And so we're committed on that front. We acknowledge that this is where we need to go.
In regional news, Barbados Prime Minister Freudnell Stewart has called for an end to the discrimination being shown to Haitian nationals by some Caribbean community countries, that's CARICOM countries, as the French-speaking country announced that at the end of this month, nationals will be able to travel through the region much easier. Stewart Speaking at the end of the 29th CARICOM Intersessional Summit this week, said Barbados is concerned that Haitian citizens have to obtain visas in order to travel to a number of CARICOM member states. Haitian President Jovenel Moïse, who is the current CARICOM chairman, said that as of March 30 this year, Haitians holding an official and diplomatic passport or holding a United States, Canadian, or European Union visa will be able to move freely in all CARICOM member countries. In sports, Javon Francis qualified for the semi-finals of the men's 400 meters after a dramatic qualifying round in this week's second day of the IAAF World Indoor Championships at Arena Birmingham in the United Kingdom. All 5 runners in the third heat were disqualified, including Jamaica's Stephen Gale, Grenada's Braylon Taplin, and Bahamian Alonzo Russell. Francis managed to get the second spot in his heat in 46.87 seconds behind Slovenia's Luka Janvic in 45.45 seconds, but it took a massive effort at the end. Francis's inexperience showed as he was forced into the back of the race and had to swing into lane 3 to get past 2 runners for the automatic qualifying spot. Gale had finished in 4th and last in his race and appeared to be limping over the final 150 meters. That's the news. Do stay with us. The weather report is next. This is PBCJ's weather report. Thanks so much for staying with us. Let's start with our local currents. In Kingston this afternoon, we're looking at a temperature just about 27 degrees Celsius, and we're seeing a forecast of possible showers this afternoon. This evening, we're seeing that the sun is set to go down at 6:33 p.m. We're seeing cloudy conditions forecast for Kingston. Let's take a look at what could happen over the weekend in this parish. We're seeing we could get some rainfall on Sunday, 70% chance of rainfall, but it should be pretty sunny out on Saturday. Throughout the day, we're expecting temperatures between 22 and 28 degrees Celsius. Leading up to Monday, we're looking at some cloudy conditions but pretty sunny skies in most area going in to next week. Let's take a look at what's happening over there in Montego Bay, St. James. This afternoon, we can expect cloudy conditions with predominantly sunny skies in St. James. Temperatures between 21 and 27 degrees Celsius. In our 7-day forecast, we're looking into the weekend. Sunny skies forecast for tomorrow, with temperature between 22 and 27 degrees Celsius. Possible showers, a 30% chance of showers, our forecast is saying. Temperature between 21 and 25 degrees Celsius. Sunny skies going into next week for the western end of Jamaica. Let's take a look at what's happening today, though, across the island. We're seeing temperatures between 27 and 29 degrees Celsius. We're also seeing predominantly sunny skies and a little bit of cloudy conditions in most parishes. We could get some scattered showers in Maypen, Clarendon today. Tomorrow, we can expect temperatures between 27 and 31 degrees Celsius across the island. We're also expecting showers over there in Port Antonio, and we could get some rainfall in Black River, St. Elizabeth as well. In our forecast today for the Caribbean region, temperatures between 26 and 27 degrees Celsius. We're also seeing cloudy conditions over there in St. George's, Grenada. It's going to be really sunny out over there in Santo Domingo. And we're looking at cloudy conditions in the western end of the region. Forecast for today. Let's take a look at what could happen tomorrow. We're seeing rainfall for Havana, Santo Domingo, Antigua. We're also seeing sunny skies for St. George's, Grenada. We're looking at temperatures between 23 and 28 degrees Celsius. Let's go further afield now. We're looking at the United States forecast for tomorrow. If you're planning to travel to the United States, we could get some rainfall for Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. We're seeing sunny skies forecast for Atlanta. Temperatures, we're seeing a low 4 degrees Celsius, a high 31 degrees Celsius forecast for these areas.